For the last 2 days, President Uhuru Kenyatta has been on fire. The president has been dealing ruthlessly with his deputy. And for a very long time, most Kenyans always believed that there was nothing the president could do to his deputy, that the president was a coward. But the last 2 days, the president has actually been on fire. If he had his way, I am sure the president would have kicked out his deputy as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, but is protected by the Constitution. And there is nothing which the president can do. Yesterday, the president announced that he was going to convene Jubilee parliamentary group meeting. And before Kenyans could absorb that, news emerged that President Uhuru Kenyatta had actually entered into a coalition agreement with Gideon Moi through their respective parties, that is Jubilee Party and KANU. And the worst part of it was that the president did this without even bothering to consult his deputy. His deputy was just in the dark, just like you and I. And today, there was a meeting, the meeting which he convened at State House. And that meeting was attended by close, according to State House, by 20 members of parliament. By 20 senators. And the resolution of that meeting is our subject today. The president finally changed the leadership at the Senate. The first casualty of President Uhuru Kenyatta is Kipchumba Murkomen. Kipchumba Murkomen has been replaced by Samuel Pogishio. And in my next video, I'm going to dissect why President Uhuru Kenyatta opted for Samuel Poghisio instead of Gideon Moi. The deputy is going to be Fatuma Dillo. Fatuma Dillo remained because she was actually the deputy to Kipchumba Murkomen. Then at the whip, the majority whip, Susan Kihika, kicked out and replaced by Irungu Kang'ata. And the deputy, who was Irungu now, has been now promoted to be the boss there. Now they've brought in someone, Haji Farhiya. I'm hearing that name for the first time. But what is the president's objective? What is the President Uhuru Kenyatta up to? Because from all this, the president is likely trying to achieve something. Because in politics, these things, they don't just happen. So in my subsequent video, which I want your input, I want you to help me understand the objective. What was the objective of these changes? And why was that particular timing? Is it about 2022? But what can we learn from the president's move? Because let me read for you the statement which has been issued by State House. Let me just get the State House statement. The statement reads, His Excellency the President, today at State House, Nairobi, chaired a Jubilee Coalition Parliamentary Group meeting that brought together senators from Jubilee Party and the Kenya Africa National Union, KANU. So basically, from that statement alone, it tells you that the president has actually embraced KANU as a coalition partner in Jubilee. And that's why he called that meeting. And the statement is saying, during the meeting attended by 20 senators, the parliamentary group meeting resolved to strengthen the coalition Senate leadership, and they elected the following new leaders. So this is how they were elected. Majority, Pogishio. Whip, Irungu Kang'ata. Majority leader, deputy Majority Leader Fatuma Dillo, Deputy Majority Whip Farhiya Ali. His Excellency, the President, congratulated the new coalition leaders and assured them of his support. The President, who is also the party leader of the Jubilee coalition, is now not talking of Jubilee party. The President is talking of Jubilee coalition. Said he looks forward to working closely with the new Senate leadership in delivering service to the people. Signed by Kangata. But what can we learn from the move by the President? And what can the Deputy President learn from that move? In my view, the message is very clear. The President has told his deputy, you can go and hug a transformer. And Susan Kihika and Kipchumba Murkomen, in my view, will have no option. If I were them, I would let it go. But because they are politicians, this gentleman and lady are going to fight on. I was waiting for Kipchumba Murkomen and Susan Kihika to address the media first before going with this analysis, but they've delayed. But I'm sure they are going to fight on. But who should we blame in all these Jubilee problems? Because the fact is, Kipchumba Murkomen has always played the role of the majority leader to the best of his ability. But of late, he's been acting as the chief opposition in parliament. So I think the President, in his own wisdom, believed that these guys are actually undermining him at the Senate. But there's always this notion and narrative that the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto, has numbers. I don't think that's true. From all indications, the DP doesn't have the numbers. And if he has the numbers, then he's being played with. According to status, 20 senators attended this. But Susan Kihika has issued a statement, and according to Susan Kihika, the number is not 20. Kihika is claiming that 22 senators signed that they did not attend that meeting. And they've actually written to the Speaker on the leadership of the majority party. Susan Kihika is telling the Speaker, which is very interesting, we, the undersigned, are members of the Jubilee Party in the Senate. We have been informed through the media. They've been informed through the media that there was a meeting for Jubilee Party senators to deliberate on the removal of majority leader and majority whip. We'd like to state the following. So according to Susan Kihika, they only read all this through the media. Remember yesterday, most of these people confirmed that the President communicated to them and told them to attend that meeting. I am told that there are some who are not invited to that meeting. But the mere fact that the President invited some of them and they failed to attend that meeting, they can now not claim that they were not told. And Susan Kihika is also very wise. In this statement, she's leaving out the venue of this meeting. She's not indicating that a meeting took place at State House. And again, she's also avoiding to mention that the meeting was convened by their party leader. And they're stating 5 things. The first thing they're stating is that as Jubilee Party senators, we did not receive any formal invitation for any meeting with an agenda to discuss the removal of the Senate majority leader and the Senate majority whip. For President Uhuru Kenyatta to succeed in effecting these changes, according to the law, is that the whip should actually table the resolutions of that meeting which took place at State House to the Speaker. I don't know why it's silent when the removal of the whip is supposed to be effected. Let us wait and see. But this is what Susan Kihika is trying to say, that they did not receive any, because the law is clear. a meeting has to be convened. And that's why the president convened that particular meeting. Number two is saying, we believe in unity of Jubilee Party and we do not support anyone who is trying to create factions within our party. I don't know who Susan Kihika is addressing here, but I want to believe he's addressing the party leader. So it's the party leader who is actually causing the friction. Remember, for a very long time, these guys have always lived in denial. Because today they can't blame Tojo. Again, they can't blame Raila Odinga. At least they are avoiding the name of President Uhuru Kenyatta. But if they had a chance of blaming Raila Odinga, if they had a chance of blaming Tojo, these are the people they would be blaming. But now, because those two people cannot be blamed on this matter, he's saying they do not support anyone who is trying to create factions. Jubilee has always had factions from the time immemorial. Number three is saying we held consultative meeting and would like to inform the speaker that the requirement of the standing order number 19 that makes it mandatory for more than half of the senators to remove majority leader and the whip was not met. Now that's where we are going to see the fight. Vita inakuja. 20 senators according to State House. Jubilee has around, I think they're 38. If not 38, then they're around 35. So if 20 attended up as per the State House, and the State House 19 were actually present, and then there were 2 who sent apology. So that means they are more than half. So basically this war is not going to go to the Senate. I'm sure if these guys were at State House, then they must have signed. And if kuna wale wenye walikula huku kwa Ruto, then wakakuja kwa huu mkutano and they wanted it to remain secret, then it's time for them to accept that awata epai. So let's wait and see. So they're talking of half. Number 4, no vote was carried out as required by the said standing order to remove the Senate majority leader. The question is, if they did not attend that meeting, how did they know that no vote was taken? In ordinary circumstance, the party leader always just walks to those meetings and reads a resolution. The presence of the MPs, the presence of the senators plays no role. They are just technicalities. But let us see how this thing is going to unfold, especially when the Senate will open. Because I'm sure Kipchumba Murkomen will go to the Senate. The moment the speaker will receive the communications, let us wait and see how the speaker himself also is going to react. And another one is saying, as members of the majority, we wish to state categorically that our party does not have a valid coalition agreement with KANU. Now on that, they're now challenging the president. But when they claim they know their party does not have a valid, so it means they're questioning the document which was deposited with the register of political parties. What the courts will ask is they will ask the register of political parties. What Jubilee people, especially the allies of the DP, fail to understand, and I stated here severally, that the DP was wise and he took charge of the parliament. But President Uhuru Kenyatta was just watching it, and the president took charge of the party. So Toju, as the party secretary general and the chairman, signed the coalition agreement, and that's all. And they signed it with KANU. President Uhuru Kenyatta appended his signature as the party leader. What else do they need? So there's a valid document. So wameoshwa. Okay, let's see here. The purported agreement was not sanctioned by relevant organs, that is the National Executive Committee, as required. So I think this war in Jubilee is not going to end anytime soon. We are going to watch it for a very long time. But I want us to just be spectators. Personally, I was an ODM member, but I stopped being a member of ODM because I'm now pursuing this analysis, and to remain focused, at least I don't belong to any party. But let us watch how this is going to unfold. I can predict that we are going to have a legal battle, because for a long time, the allies of the president, of the deputy president, have always committed mistakes. Instead of facing the president, these guys have they've always refused to do that. They always hide behind either Raila, Tojo, or ODM, and I've always maintained that the person who was fighting his deputy was none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. And why is KANU? Because the other news is that Kalonzo Musyoka, a guy had expected to side with Ruto, is reportedly working on a coalition agreement with KANU and Jubilee. Yeah, but I'm waiting for Kipchumba Murkomen to give his statement. Then tomorrow I'm going to dissect the impact of this move by the president. And my next video is actually why President Uhuru Kenyatta opted for Samuel Pogishio. That one is coming up in the next 2 or 3 hours. Thank you guys. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, please kindly take a minute, take a second. I mean, it's just too long. Take a second and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Thank you guys. And again, always remember to visit www.vuguvugu.com. At least there you will get more information, especially current as they happen. You'll get them there than here, because here is purely analysis. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. And if you're not subscribed to Sigongane, subscribe. I want this channel to reach 100,000